Hey guys, so this is the beginning of your new unit on graphing and inferencing. This is the first topic that we're going to start with. I'm going to introduce populations and samples to you. We're going to do some examples together, and then you're going to work independently. So let's start with samples. These are not the samples that you get at the frozen food section at Sam's or Costco. Samples instead, when we're talking about data and inferencing, is when we're talking about a subset of an entire group. So for example, all of these students that I have here in 7th grade, resource for second period, a subset of you guys are the ones that are AVL, because not all of you are AVL and not all of you are face-to-face. So a small group of the entire group is called a sample. So we are talking about a portion of the group that have specific characteristics. And when we collect data from this sample, it's called a sample statistic. So that would be when we apply the math to it. Like, okay, I have 7 students and 4 are AVL. Here's another example. We're talking about vowels and the alphabet. Vowels are a subset of the alphabet. The alphabet is the whole group. Vowels are the sample. So here's the alphabet, and here are our sample. It's our sample group, the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And now let's talk about populations. When we're collecting data, the population means the entire group. So in that example we just did about my class, my third period class would be the population. The sample is the students that are AVL. Data collected from the entire population is called a population statistic. And an example is the alphabet is the population, while the consonants are a sample within the population. So here's the alphabet. If we take these vowels out, just like that, we're left with consonants. That's our sample. Or the vowels are our sample. It's one group out of the entire group, and our entire group is called the population. The small group is called the sample. Here are some examples. If I were to give you populations, like the first population is people who live in Shadow Creek Ranch. What would be a sample of that population? We could say middle school students who live in Shadow Creek Ranch. That's a small group of the population. The population is all of the people that live in Shadow Creek Ranch. A small group, our sample, are the middle school students that live in Shadow Creek Ranch. And if we wanted to go even further, we could say middle school students who live in Shadow Creek Ranch are our populations, and students who attend McNair Junior High is the sample. Let's look at example 2, families with children. That's our population. Our sample would be families with 1 child. And then our third example, 7th graders at McNair Junior High. That's the population, that's the whole group. The sample would be a small group of them, which is the 7th graders who have a class with Miss Nunez. That's our sample group. Now let's switch it around. What if I were to give you the samples? Could you give me the entire population? So let's say, for example, we're talking about all of the basketball players at McNair Junior High. Our population would be all of the students at McNair Junior High, or all of the students in athletics at McNair Junior High, or all of the students who play sports at McNair Junior High. That would be the population. The sample would be just the basketball players at RMJH. Now, what if we're talking about students who were AVL in the first 9 weeks? That's our sample. That's a small group. The whole population, the big group, would be all students enrolled during the first 9 weeks. And here's our third example, households in Pearland that have a pool. That's a small group. That's our subset. The population would be all of the households in Pearland. So let's talk about random samples. Everyone in the population must have an equal chance of being selected in order for a sample to be random. So, for example, a survey is taken of favorite sports in 7th grade, but I only asked the girls. The girls are the only ones surveyed. This is considered not a random sample because not everybody has the same chance of being selected. So, here is your assignment, and I'm going to go through some examples with you. So if we look at the first question, it says, A survey of 2,541 American households discovered that 64% of the households own one car. What is the population? What is the whole group in this statistic? Well, the whole group would be American households. A survey of so many American households. That's the whole group, American households. The sample is American households that own a car. That's the small group. That's the 64%, the subset. Let's look at number 2. The average height of every 5th member of the varsity football team was 5'11". The population, they asked the varsity football team. The sample is the small group that they asked, which is every 5th member of the team. So now I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to complete this. You have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now at the bottom, we're talking about a situation, random samples, and not a random sample. So you're going to look at the situation, you're going to come up with a random sample or not a random sample that would go with it. For example, a school board member surveys parents to learn how they feel about the new school boundaries. A random sample would be if you asked every 10th parent in the district. Everybody would have an equal chance of being chosen because you're just choosing at random, right? Random sample. Not a random sample is if you ask everybody who attends the school board meeting.